All eyes on the Fed. June rate hike, almost a gimme, all factored in by the markets. I mean, what impact will that have on emerging markets, if any?
I don't think there's going to be much impact. And the reason why I say that, if you look back 10 years, the correlation between the Fed rate and the emerging markets index is not there. Sometimes the rate during this 10-year period has gone up, and the emerging markets index has gone up at the same time, which is what you would not expect. So I think this is all overdone. I think people are focused too much on the Fed rate and the impact on the markets.
3 rate hikes this year, yes? What do you think?
I think it's quite possible if things keep on going the way they're going, because they're looking at inflation, they're looking at employment, and things for the economy look pretty good.
But there are concerns out there. Some people are saying too much, too fast. Could that be possible?
Of course. I mean, there are many indebted companies who have been paying very little interest on their debt, and when rates go up, they could be in trouble. So expect bankruptcies along the way.
We've seen a weakening dollar. How should people play a weakening dollar situation?
Emerging markets, because the emerging market currencies are getting stronger against the U.S. dollar. That's one of the reasons why emerging markets are doing so well, is that the currencies have rebounded from the low points. And I think with regards to the euro probably gets stronger against the U.S. dollar.
So if the Fed rate hikes are not a concern for emerging markets, what would it be? Would it be geopolitics, terrorist attacks, possible terrorist attacks, for instance, protectionism? I mean, what is a grave concern to you?
Protectionism is not an issue anymore, in my view. I think Trump will make bilateral agreements with all these countries that will be satisfactory. To replace the TPP? Yes, exactly. Multilateral is out. Now it's going to be bilateral. And then I think going forward, Trump is going to probably make strategic agreements on the military level as well to various countries. You see what's happened in Saudi Arabia. You're going to see that happening in Asia as well, where there's an agreement to cooperate, but not necessarily to aid. In other words, Trump is going to be very careful in giving aid, military aid to these countries, because he wants them to help themselves, so to speak. And you can see that playing out in Asia as well.
So the biggest risk would be?
I think the biggest risk is some kind of big terrorist event that hits London, New York, or other major cities around the world, which has a very detrimental effect on the psychology of investors.
And Mark, you recently made a call on Pakistan. You said that it is not yet ready to be an emerging market, to have that status. Why? Can you qualify?
Well, let me say this. It's great for the Pakistanis to go to the Emerging Markets Index, because it's sort of a graduation. This is what the Koreans have always been waiting for, to graduate to the big league. But at the same time, you're going from being a big fish in a small pond, the Frontier Index, because Pakistan was, I think, about 8% of the Frontier Index. Now it's going to be maybe less than 1% to, if we're very, very lucky, 3% at most for the Emerging Markets Index. So it's a big loss for the Frontier Index, but it's also a loss for Pakistan, because the focus on Pakistan will be less than it was before because of this change. So it's nice for the Pakistanis to have that happen, but for the Frontier Index, not very good.